G'day guys, welcome back to SuperCoach with DR and welcome to the round 12 review. Hope you had a cracking week yourself. For me, the first buy round was actually pretty kind. After a week of carnage in round 11, round 12 was a lot more positive. It just goes to show you've got to stay positive, jump back on the horse, and good things can happen. So this week it was a top 3% round score. I'd always felt like I'd planned pretty well for the buys, so this is a little bit of a reward for that. But in saying that, all of a sudden, with a couple of my trade-ins this week, round 15 is looking pretty dire. But for now, I have moved into the top 10k. Finally, for the first time this season. It has been a terrible season to date, but this has been a little milestone I've been working towards. So hopefully I managed to stay within the top 10k for a little while and even push maybe towards the top 5k if all things go well. But yeah, all in all, a pretty solid week and probably looking to make 1 to 2 trades this week, depending on how we're looking. So I'll take you through the side, go through the trades, captain, vice captain, and then let you know who I'm looking to actually finish my side with, or fingers crossed, hopefully finish my side with. So that's it for the intro, guys. Hope that you're all well. Let's see how the team's actually looking. Alrighty, so I have just logged into the side, and you would not believe this. I've refreshed it a couple of times, but I have been absolutely robbed. My bank account has been wiped out. It says here that my remaining salary is $32,700, where in all reality, I should have over 300k sitting there. So I don't know what's happened here. As I said, I've tried to refresh a couple of times. I'll show you exactly what I mean. So we'll go through my trade history just from last week. Where are we? Sorry, trade history here. I'll zoom in for you. This is highway robbery here. So as you can see, we've got out last week, Darcy at 567, the Rat at 352, Wilman at 308, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, let's just say 12 rounded. Then we've got out Dawson, who is 6, 7, 8, 9, let's just say, 1 mil rounded. I should have 300k sitting in the bank, and as we see, I've only got 32,000, so I've got no idea what's happened here. I've been wiped out, so hopefully that will rectify itself somehow, because without it, I can't make a very, very vital trade this week. But let's get into the side anyway. So we'll start with defense. Sorry, just go up a little bit there. What am I doing? I have to go out again. Sorry, guys. There we are, absolute carnage. So we've got Stewart with a 127, Dacos with a 123, both fantastic picks. Unfortunately, Stewart will be missing this week, but if you want to play a missing during any bye week, it's certainly round 13. So he's been fantastic since coming in. Rapt to have him in. And Dacos as well, pretty rapt that I didn't end up putting the VC on him, because I would have certainly taken that score. Instead, I end up going with Merritt as my captain and end up getting a few extra points, which is really nice. Sheasel and Day, both very, very concerned with these two players. I don't think that they're keepers, but at the same time, I don't think I'll have the luxury to trade them on. I may have the luxury to trade one of them on. That would most likely be Sheasel, just because of that tough round 15 buy. And that all depends on a particular player possibly being a keeper when I didn't expect that opportunity to come up. So we'll talk about that when I get to that bloke. But yeah, Sheasel and Day, both very concerned with those two picks. Weddle, a 90, so 60 odd last week. Week before that, a 100 plus. So a 90 in the system means that he's going to continue to make us cash. I think it's 195k that he's made us so far. So looks like a fantastic player. Got a great one for the future there, the Hawks. So for our Supercoach sides, absolutely fantastic. He's getting us some really nice on-field points. Got a really nice role as well for Supercoach, and making us some coin, which is best of all. So originally I was looking to flip him at his buy. I may even hold on. We'll see what happens. If he gets us another big score this week, may even just hold on for the cash gen. If I can, we'll see what happens there. Constable didn't play, obviously. Mitchell, really disappointing. He's a bloke that I'm actually looking to trade this week. I want to trade him up to a premium, but I need that money back. So Supercoach, please give that money back to me as soon as possible. And Chin Cotter, handy for him to come in, but at the end of the day, for me, I don't think I actually... Yes, I just did use his score. I had 20, so Zeebel's score dropped out, and Eddie Ford's score dropped out. So an extra 2 points there from Chin Cotter, and some extra cash gen, which is really, really handy as well. Onto the midfield, so Bont with a 113, fantastic, all good. Butters 105, so look, he's given me a couple of 100+ scores, but I was expecting, a nice 130, 140 type score, particularly against Hawthorn at the Adelaide Oval. Super exciting type player, was really, really on early, but did fade out of the game a little bit, but really exciting to own. He just zips around, one of the best players in the comp. Yeah, but disappointing. Things haven't gone to plan with this pick. I was expecting him to be around 680k, and he's got a really high break even now. So most likely going to lose money. Ouch, just hasn't worked out. So super disappointing. It looks like Oliver may be back this week, or should be back this week. So hasn't worked out. Merritt, this one certainly has worked out. I'd pegged trading in Merritt before that Richmond game for about a month before that, and haven't things worked out perfectly. So that massive 160 goes a 110 last week, and then a 137 as my captain, if you don't mind. So that first quarter, surely it's got to be the highest scoring. I was thinking back, maybe I reckon Tomahawk or Jeremy Cameron might have had, say, a 70 to 80 point quarter. I think they may have gone pretty close from memory, but this must have been one of the highest quarters out there. Unfortunately, after that, Shield pretty much wore him like a blanket, but I tell you what, 2 goals, I think it was 15 touches, score involvements. This bloke just did everything. So Zerrett, well done, mate. A big captain's call to you. Fantastic, son. Letty, 112, really, really solid from him. This was looking like a higher score. I think he was on 40 plus at quarter time, so disappointing in that regards, but all good at the end of the day. And same with Dawson as well. This was looking like a really, really big score, but only a 106, so that was a little bit frustrating, but 30 touches, just super great to be able to own him now. I am not paranoid watching Adelaide games anymore, so really good there. Tom Green, what I noticed was with him, he gets a lot of those handballs, and people say, look, he's really good with his hands, which he is, but lots of those handballs are turnovers. He doesn't necessarily look when he does handball. Yeah, it's that efficiency that does let him down. Lots of handball clangers. So didn't quite reach the ton. Didn't even reach 90 this week. So frustrating there, but a pretty highly owned player at the same time. Humphrey, this bloke has surprised me so much. And all of a sudden, he's looking a lot better than your Zeeble, your Days, and your Sheasel types, isn't he? So it may be realistic if I was thinking that I have to keep on to these types. Do I keep on to a Humphrey and maybe let go a Day, a Sheasel, a Zeeble? It's actually a possibility because this bloke is just exceeding expectations, got a terrific role and just does everything. Did get kissed on the you-know-what a little bit with one of his goals, but hey, had an impact. Supercoach loves impact, and I love this bloke and I love owning him in my side. And congratulations to Gold Coast. They've signed him on, what was it, to about 2028 or something crazy like that. So, yeah, what a signing, what a player. Yeah, he's doing absolutely everything for us at the moment. That cash gen is just phenomenal. Really, really happy with things, where things are at there with that pick. Rowson obviously didn't play. Still Ashcroft and Johnson all had the bye, so they'll come on field this week, which will be nice. Gawn, he saved this in the last quarter. Goal, 3 contested marks. If it wasn't for that last quarter, wow, this is looking like a 60 type score, looking like an absolute train wreck. I wouldn't call it a train wreck, but it has been a mini disaster trading down from Rowan. But, look, 103 at the end of the day, I will absolutely take that. And moving forward, God, I just hope he has a couple of ceiling games. That's all I can hope for at this stage. This man, get a bit of Kizza in you. This is what the Swordplay poddy was all about this week. The big message from Spills. And didn't he deliver? A couple of goals, hit-outs to advantage, an absolute tackling beast. Didn't get a whole heap of the footy, but did get a nice contested mark. Whenever he did get the ball, usually did something well with it. This bloke just could not have played a better game for us. On debut, 128 points. And all of a sudden, hey, could he be a keeper at this stage? My plan was to flip him quick, have him for a few rounds, and then flip him before his bye. But at this stage, the way that he's going, the way that he's scoring, I think you'll have too much money to make. I think that'll be too early to flip the bloke. And as I said before, can we possibly keep onto him as our R2 for the rest of the season and then flip a Sheasel type or a Zeeble type if they continue to underperform? It's certainly something that I'll take a look at, because I'm also looking to get some ruck cover in my forward line at the same time as well, just in case things may not work out there. So it's definitely an option that I've got up my sleeve, but I'll go into great more detail about Kizza in the stock market video. But what a trade in this week. I think he's already made about 90k. He will go close to making 200k in the next couple of weeks. All up within this 3-week period just before his buy, if things go well. It's just absolutely crazy. So glad I've got him in my side. What a trade and it was, and maybe a blessing in disguise that the big Shrek ended up going down for me. Dunkley didn't play this week. Timmy Tranto against his old team performed well. Nice 111. Rosehead, the safe as houses type pick, didn't quite get to 100, but 98's all good. Zeeble, I'll tell you what, Clanger City, how many? I reckon it was at least 3 out in the fulls, just really uncharacteristic from Jay-Z. 59, a terrible score, and all of a sudden, after that 170 plus, he's gone down, 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 like the old Coles ad with the big hand symbol there. Yeah, I don't know what his break even is. We'll quickly check that actually. His break even is, in the 170s. He's going to lose a heap of coins, so you'd probably have to commit to get out of the pick this week or just hold long term. For me, I'm holding at this stage. Or am I? Maybe I won't. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, super disappointing. Cogs as well, just... he seems to get enough of the ball, had a pretty bright start. But then you look at his score and you're like, 20-odd quarters. Just, isn't a good pick for SuperCoach at the moment, which is disappointing. Ford, look, we're expecting, maybe a 50s type score after that nice 100 and an 80. The issue with this, and the bad thing is that this is his latest score, so this will be in his price cycle for the next 2 rounds as well. So that is a little bit disappointing, but with those 2 big scores in his original price cycle, hopefully that will be enough to make between 100 and 150k before his buy. He is definitely one that I'm hopefully looking to flip. And then Goulden didn't play and Roberts was out as well. So that is the team. We'll now get the team on for this week. So Stuart will go out, Chincotta in. I can't believe I can't make this trade. So this is amazing. All right, so Harry's out. Steele comes back on. Humphrey goes out. Ashcroft. Get out, Harry. Didn't even do anything for me this week. So I think I'm all full there, am I? Now, I will actually swap and swap. Yes, so... Sorry, just bear with me for a sec. Because I know exactly what I'm going to do here. But, as I said, I've been absolutely robbed. I'm going to have an extra one down back this week. So, Steele... Come on. Johnson's going to be my emergency. Goulden comes on for Ford. Anyway, what I'm meant to be doing here, I'm meant to have 300k, is I'm meant to be trading Seamus Mitchell and Humphrey's going to come up. Is this how I'm going to do it? Alright, so Butters goes up. And then I'm meant to choose from either Lachie Neale, Caleb Serong, or Andy Brayshaw. I'm targeting a midfielder coming off their bye. Now, Serong is 610,000. He would be my ideal pick and the bloke that I would like to get in. But then we see Neale at 577. So that's 33k that I'm saving there going on Lachie Neale. I think that Brayshaw, so 581, pretty close to Neale. So given the fact that Serong is at that higher price, I do want to save a bit of coin, have some money left in the bank if possible. So it's out of Brayshaw and Neale. And at this stage, I'm simply going Neale. And it sounds a bit crazy, but he's $5 cheaper, and I actually like his upcoming fixture. So if we take a look at Neil, and it won't let me get him in the side. This is absolute robbery, as I said. I've got no idea why it won't let me do it, but if we take a look at Lockie Neal's fixture here, so he's coming up against Hawthorn this week. Then he's got Sydney at the Gabba, St Kilda at Marvel, Richmond at the Gabba, West Coast at the Gabba. We know that Melbourne like to leak points to midfielders as well. Geelong will probably have a midfield by then, but I do like this upcoming fixture. He's got 3 out of the next 5 at the Gabba as well, so I do like Lockie Neal. He's obviously coming off his bye, going to be playing in the next 3, so he's the man that we'll be getting in this week when or if Supercoach actually repay me. I know I keep banging on about this, but I don't know what on earth's going on. So I'm just going to have to cancel that, unfortunately. Before I quickly get into what the team's actually going to look like this week, captain, vice-captain, and all the rest, the blokes that I want to get in this side moving forward. So I did mention I was looking to get some ruck cover. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have to commit to probably leaving Butters in my forward line at this stage. In my midfield at this stage as an actual midfielder. And this spot here, this spare spot, I want to target Darcy Cameron after his bye. So that will allow me to obviously have some cover in my rucks there. And originally the plan to get Darcy Cameron was through Kieran Briggs. So if I hadn't purchased a ruckman by then, and that's probably a possibility, the idea was just to get Darcy Cameron here, then eventually swinging forward in a couple of weeks until I do get a ruckman. The reason why I didn't get a ruckman this week, and I was probably keen on Wits if I was to go one, is the fact that I was getting big Kizza there, and there was no point getting him just on the bench for me. So that's the reason why I didn't get Wits this week, and I'm really happy that I didn't as well. So that's the method behind that. Look, in the defensive line, look, there's your Sinclair types that I could target, but again, I could make another swing down back. Yeah, I've got a few options there. I'd love to get Clary up here. Can I? I really don't know if that's going to be realistic. If it's a ruckman, probably Wits or English, I think, at this stage. So let's get the team ready for this week. I think we already have we, actually? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So what will happen here is that Mitchell will be Lockie Neal. So Neal will end up coming in here, and Butters will come up, I think, and we'll get Johnson on for Rouston. So that's how the team's going to look. So I'll be able to field 22, which is really, really handy. And quickly, captain and vice-captain. So who we got here? So Sydney, Zerrett's been in good form. The Bont against Port, possibility. Adelaide against West Coast. So it's got to be Laird or Dawson. Am I going to have them as captain or vice-captain? I probably prefer to have them as vice-captain if I could. 145. I might actually go Lockie Neal, maybe into someone like a Dawson against West Coast. So let's just pretend I've got Lockie Neal. If it's not Neal, Bont's always a shout. Marvel against Port. They might send Drew to win, but how much damage will he do? Your Hawthorn, Brisbane. Do you look at a Josh Dunkley possibly? You could there. GWS. No. Merritt, as I said, in good form. Could go him against Carlton. Gone. No. Collingwood, no. So, yeah, most likely I think it'll be either Laird or Dawson as captain against West Coast. Preferably they would be my vice-captain, but I'm just not sure. Maybe Zerrett as a backup if I don't go Neal. Could even have Dacos as a backup. But, yeah, that's probably where I'm looking to go at the moment. So I'll get back to you and let you know if SuperCoach actually repay me here and give me back my 300,000 so I can select Lockie Neal this week. But if not, I've got to put some sort of a lawsuit out there and get this money back somehow. But that's it for now, guys. As I mentioned, hope that you're all well. Hope your buy planning has come into effect. And I'll see you soon for the SuperCoach Swordplay Poddy. All the best, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.